UNT.
It's UNT.
They
Yep.
just won, it looks like.
That's what I figured. That's what I had prior to anything.
Yeah, I would think that too.
UTD versus UNT. So it's not or wait, is UNT Texas? Still?
Yes,
Northern
they're both
Texas.
Texas.
All right, it's on. I think stream's on.
Yeah, it's on.
The Texas trifecta: UTD, UTA, and UNT.
They had another Texas team there too. I thought.
Here at Rec Readiness, we just love Texas.
Alright, we might be live, I'm not sure. Are we? Alright, that's awesome. Can you go live on Discord? No, you're good.
It's all good.
You're good. That's fine. It was a little tricky before, but it should be okay now. I don't think we are. Okay, I'm just quiet. Let's see. Can you turn me up a little bit in your Discord? All right, so we are back. We are going to be seeing University of Texas Dallas playing against University of Northern Texas. Northern Texas took that win. They were up before against the UTA game, but you know, one Texas to rule them all, and we're about to see another one of them right now with UTD going against UNT. What are we thinking, guys?
UNT is just running the Texas gauntlet right now.
I mean, so far, we'll see. I mean, we've seen a lot of really great players in all scenes come out from UTD. Dallas has a amazing esports program. Any of you younger esports fans looking to potentially get maybe something in the future, some look at gaming in your college career, UTD is a great school to do that, and any Texas university looks like has great squads. So yeah, I'm excited to see what we got. UNC was doing, they were putting in work last game. They really were. It seemed pretty close, like we've been saying, but you know what? It was pretty. It was pretty well played on their side of things. So we're looking at some patch notes here. Yeah, the Shuriken recovery's increased.
Very faster Genji fire rate. We like to see it.
Let's see, Pharah. Yeah, it's a lot easier to stay up on Pharah, and it looks like Reaper's got some nerfs slash buffs. Reaper's gonna be doing a lot more damage to squishies at this point. You're gonna be seeing a lot more Reapers going for squishies rather than tanks. Usually Reaper was a tank killer in the past, but the way his pellet spread has been changed, the way the damage on each pellet has gone into effect, has really changed this, and you'll see a lot of Reaper kills onto squishies at this point. But it looks like finally, we are back to our semifinals in the Recreation Readiness Overwatch Community Tournament. And the winner of this game is going to go on to our finals and play against Mikey Crawford. If anyone's in chat that can correct me, if it's Mickey, I don't think it is, but if it is, let me know. But, you know, I'm excited to see this. We just saw UNT play, and they did really well. But, you know, I have to think that UTD is coming in with some big heavy hitters here too.
The big battle of Texas. Who is truly the top cowboy?
North is coming in, man. Winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
But hopefully not to Texas, because they can't handle that very well.
Yeah. Texas is coming.
Yeah, so we're going to be seeing, so as a reminder to anyone who wasn't here before, UNT is a solid squad. They are our number 2 seed in the tournament. But, I mean, look, we have our number 2 and number 3 seeds in the finals. I mean, in the semifinals, and I think we had our number 4 seed in the semifinals as well. So it just shows you we are undefeated when it comes to making a bracket for a tournament. We know what we're doing here over at Readiness, man.
Our bracketology is unmatched.
We all got degrees. We went to the University of Gamers, and we got our bracketology
Welcome
degree
to
there. And
Oasis.
we're really proud of it. But we'll be seeing our
Initiating
semifinals first
match.
map being on Oasis. And a big thank you to Ryan for taking over and hosting this bad boy. So yeah, no, come back in and get going, guys. Brian, what would you play here? Let me guess. Genji.
Genji, all the way. So right, you're on the double
Ready for
bubble, right?
battle.
It's a
And
decent Genji map, but we're gonna see May here without a doubt.
see, every
God,
map is a decent Genji map if you know how to play Genji.
if your name is Necros or Agilities, you're any map is a
Exactly.
Genji map. But you know, I'm gonna say that you're gonna see some May play here. It looked like, and Aspect is running the Echo, which is very strong. Looks
5,
like there's gonna be a double bubble
4,
meta coming
3,
out of
2,
North Texas. I think this is what they
1.
did in the first round.
Round
I mean,
1.
in our last
Capture
round.
the
We're about to
objective.
see a clash in the metas, double bubble versus brawl. See which one comes out on top on Oasis here.
And the big
And
thing we
they're
got to focus
both
on is that they have an Ana. So Northern Texas has an Ana, and that is going to be a target for them to run over because they don't have a speed boost coming out on UT Dallas.
it's gonna be they were both opting for the high ground, but it's gonna be the blue team that ultimately takes it.
Yeah,
Or it's gonna
Dallas
be
is going to take it very quickly, and that's because they really
The
punished
objective is
the
now
Winston that
active.
jumped in. With that wall, they were able to cut off his backline, and they didn't give him a chance. He went down, and then afterwards they went with dominoes, and it looks like they're going to be going for a matching comp.
and
Hate to
yep,
see it, love to see it.
UTD gonna or UNT going to switch it up to the brawl like you said. And you gotta think they're gonna find a way to remove him off this high ground, which is gonna be the wall that blocks him. They're gonna be looking to capitalize on it, but they can't.
They might be able to
They're
punish the right here.
going to have to drop. They want to keep their lane safe. And it's gonna be a trade. Arrow gonna take out a ton of trouble. Hawkins is gonna take out Louis. But then Hawkins is gonna go on a spree again. He's gonna take out Blink. Tinspire gonna match him by taking out Mycen. And it's just a back and forth fight. Arrow trying to tip it in their favor as he's gonna take out Aqua, which is a huge pick for UTD. And now it's just gonna fall into place for Dallas as Tinspire is gonna pick up the last 2 kills, and that's gonna send UNT packing.
You know, it was they did a good job of creating a hard angle, right? So we saw Dallas taking the high ground there. What happens is that North Texas puts pressure on the point by touching, but they're stuck in that corner. So the Ryan drops, and then they have a wall. So their Ryan has to touch, put pressure to get us to drop. But yeah, no, they did what they need to do. But now they're doing what they should be doing to begin with, which is taking the high ground control back to Dallas.
But it's gonna be an early shatter right out of Dallas. And it's gonna prove very effective as Arrow's gonna pick up 3 kills with Blank coming out, getting the last pick on Joe. And it's just gonna be a very, very tough fight for
Yeah,
UNT. What do you do
that
here?
that's really good for the program for Dallas. You know, you won that fight with 1 shatter. Are you kidding me? So I guess either Immature Holyfield wasn't hit or someone was out of position because it was a wall up, shatter down type of scenario, and they hit it perfectly. There's gonna be a lot of ults coming in here, coming online for the next fight, and it's gonna be kind of messy.
There was coming out of Joe, trying to pick the team with freeze almost all of it, but it's not gonna mean anything. As UNT is just going to need sweeping up this entire team, and that's just gonna be a clean sweep. No fights won on the side of UNT. It's gonna be the first round going to UTD.
That's brutal. It doesn't seem like they got their footing. They just were run
1
over. They were on their back
to
pedal the
0.
entire time, and it looks like we have a quick stop in the play for a second. But yeah, no, it looks pretty one side after that fight. But Dallas did what they needed to do, which is they took the high ground and they kept it. With that McCree and the May, you can really put some pressure and put some hurt on the other team. And then it's hard to recontest there. It plain and simple. We saw you either get grabbed, you get shattered, you get walled off. It's very difficult. So you know, I can't wait to see what we have next. It's either gonna be University or what is it? City Center Point, something like that.
I
Uh,
believe so.
but it's either gonna be those two or be one or the other. So, but one of them is very strong. The city map is very strong for double bubble. The high ground control that you can have, you can stay out of damage, and you can put pressure from above. It gives a lot of options, but at the same time, in this meta, you can just run down any team. So we're gonna see what we're gonna have next year. But there is a quick break in the action.
You gotta have respect for Dallas's ult usage because they're using very little ults but getting such big value out of just using one ult per fight. And I think what they're doing is they're basically using their fights. They're going all in to build up these ults, and then from there they can just use one ult after another to win each fight. If you're Northern, you gotta find a way to counter this out.
I think North Texas also didn't really get to use their full ultimate set. The Reinhardt still had his ult by the time the round was over, so he couldn't really get enough ult charge because they had to switch.
So Dallas is doing what I like to do in this map, which is take that small room and begin a fight. It really gives you a lot of options. They're stuck up on the map and in the middle, and they're not having an option. Ryan was moved into the center, and they're gonna have no shield. Their Ryan, but Dallas's Ryan is frozen and taken out of the fight. Both the mortality fields are out of the game, but Ryan's pinning in, gets stunned, and doesn't get the kill. But it looks like they're gonna have a lot of pressure on them. It's gonna be very hard to contest this point because they don't have a shield, and North Texas does, and they take the point, and they're gonna start getting some kills here. They're gonna start racking up some ult charge on board.
Yeah, I think the big thing that Northern is now doing differently that allowed them to take the point here is they played a lot faster than they did last round, and they made sure they rotated the point first. And from there, it was just a matter of holding the point and just letting Dallas come to them instead of actually having to fight Dallas on an even ground.
So I think Dallas is taking the same position here. They're going to work this angle, which is usually helpful, but he gets Ryan gets walled up, and he gets almost pinned down, and both immortalities come out, it seems. And McCree's going to high ground for the high noon, and they're going to be backing off here. He's on the full flank, and he gets spotted quickly, and he's going to back off here. Multiple ults coming out here. Grab comes out, and they go for the full team wipe. And it looks like Northern is doing a great job recontesting and, you know, getting back into this game. I think it's a lot to do with momentum, guys. Like, honestly, like, you come out here and you get fully wiped in the first team fight, it's hard. It's just hard, plain simple. You're out on ultimate economy. You're on fresh heroes, and you're like, it's just an ego thing. Like, if you have to switch heroes, that means that like you take an L. Metaphorical L, and it looks like Aqua is low on his shield, which is gonna be a problem. They catch him out on the rotation, and he gets frozen out, and it's gonna be no one going down. There was a perfect mortality field around the corner, but finally Dallas is gonna go for the full team right here, and they're gonna. That was a great grab coming out of, was that Tinspire? Great grab, caught them on the rotation, and you know the speed boost, they weren't expecting that, and that's what you gotta be ready for every single time, man.
Yeah, and I think if you're Dallas, you're able to breathe a sigh of relief because as we saw in the last round, Dallas plays really well when they force the enemy to come to them. And now that they basically halted Northern's that's basically the game for that's not a good start for them. He's gonna get out of the wall anyway, but Deadeye coming out.
A zoning Deadeye coming out too, especially almost gets the stun, but he comes on. Ryan comes on a flank and hits a huge shatter, but you know the immortality is going to come out. And the other Ryan comes in, and we're going to see Northern going and taking out Dallas's Ryan. This is going to spell disaster for them unless they can stabilize, which just looks like they are. A lot of flanking going on, a lot of angles, and it looks like just it's a cluster. It's a mess, and there's a full flank going on for Northern. They're in the enemy's backline, and the Ryan is coming from behind them. They got to be careful. They're out of position. Single man grab coming out, grabbing Dallas, Zarya, but you know it's just a scrum. It's a scrum back and forth. They're on 1-for-1, but it looks like Dallas is going to be able to go down here, and Northern's going to take the point back at 60%, and that's going to put them in the last fight range for the next fight.
I really like the game that Northern was playing here. Is they basically just kept they noticed that Dallas likes to play on the point, so instead of trying to rush them directly, they just rotate around the point and just slowly close in as they got picks until they were easily able to get in.
Check out this grab, it's a huge beat. He's gonna get a 3-person grab on that. High noon coming in, and Arrow's gonna get to kill the other McCree, and immortality goes down early. That spells disaster for Dallas. Or I mean for Northern. Mei ult is going to come online here, and she's going to be able to use it offensively or defensively if they try to recontest.
You best head for the hills.
Any aggressive flanks? This is a very great map. If the other enemy team isn't expecting it to sit out flank as a Rein or a Zarya, but you know I wouldn't play too aggressively here. This is almost where all the marbles are. This is a money game. We're gonna see whoever wins this gets to go to our finals.
That's gonna be Skullex getting the first pick of the fight. It's a very bad move because now they have to fight without their McCree.
And the immortality field comes out early. That means that they're going to be without for like about 20 seconds. Brian coming in on the flank behind Dallas, and it looks like there's just going to be a bunch of ults dropped here. We have High Noon coming out from Dallas. Dallas is killed by the Ryan on the flank, and it's just a mad dash to see who can get as many kills. But it looks like Dallas is cleaning up with all the headshots. Shadow comes from behind, and it's not good enough. Because North Texas go down this map, and you know, they did a good job. They did a great job, but it was close, and it wasn't close enough. Ball's gonna stall for another second, but we all know how that goes. We've all been there. Despre try to fight 6 people, doesn't happen.
Yeah, that was an absolutely good turnaround out of Dallas. It looked really dire for them in that second round. Because it seemed for a second there, it seemed as if Northern had finally caught on to how they like to play and were countering it. But Dallas just easily switched it up and decided to, instead of trying to play the point a little more, played a little more split and wanted to divide Northern up a little more and just play around that and divide and conquer, taking out individual groups. Because I think what Dallas knows is that they can take the 1v1s. And I think mechanically they could be the better team. And they're starting to finally use that to their advantage, splitting up Northern, taking those individual fights, winning them, and then when they have the full-out advantage, they group back up, and then from there, they know they can win the fight, they finish it out, and I think that's what took them that second round win on University.
I'm not sure if anyone noticed, but it looks like Northern their Ryan had a questionable flank there. I mean, he took out the High Nooning McCree with a flank charge, but is it worth it? As a main tank player, you really need to take the brunt of a lot of this damage and the pressure on the point for them to fight on the point and contest with you. So my question is the full flank worth it? They lost the round. Is that the reason why? Like, who knows at this point? But you know, like, that's gonna be a question that they're gonna have to go back to the footage in the future, and they're gonna have to check that out and say, look, were we playing correctly? Were we playing as a team? Should we have been splitting there? Like, there were some options where, like, I think Arrow, the McCree of Dallas went for a potentially big High Noon flank, but he got spotted and he immediately backed off of it. Question is like, if there's a Ryan going to your flank, who's not noticing that at that point, right? And how much of an advantage is that for the other team where they're like, oh, their Ryan's not playing in the front, let's just go steamroll them, and that's kind of what happened. So yeah, that's one thing that I wanted to point out. But you know what? They are playing really well either way. Like, you know what? It could have been a huge play. It could have been a big brain play. Sometimes you got to check it out. But yeah, either way, it's been a good match so far, even if that was a 2-0.
Guys, we are able to load into Blizzard World this time.
Okay, can we get a Pog champ in chat?
We did it. We finally were able to load into Blizzard World, which is the map that Northern Texas has chosen for their hybrid map, and we're gonna see if it's gonna pay off. As they're going to, it's looking like they're going to run the Diva Brawl instead of the Ren Zarya Brawl. So this could be the switch up that they're looking for. On the other side, we got Dallas going to just stick with what works, running the same brawl that they did last match with the Zarya Mei.
Interesting positioning to see too. You see both DPS on the point. Usually you might see the McCree take the high ground and go for a couple pot shots from the beginning, but I think it looks like they're not taking any risk, and they're going to just stay back. And then I guess the tanks and the Lucio are going to rotate back to point. But you know, this is creating a bunch of angles of attack, so they need to worry about the high ground with the Zarya, and they're going to have to worry about the Mei and the. I take that back. They immediately put, and they almost get caught with Maywell. But Maywell's already used. That means they're gonna have to be a huge advantage for Dallas.
It's gonna be down the wall. I don't know if you had that. The Blank finds a really good wall. It's looking like danger, but Blank not gonna find a good wall either. You got Arrow in the back here, just trying to look for hot shots.
Look at this great angle. Arrow's hitting a very strong angle with Skull X, and they're doing a ton of damage, although the Bap gets his ult first because he's doing so much more healing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really fast gonna be able to push this in real. The Shatter going to come out of the first. Aqua, gonna wish he still had that, gonna wish he had used that Shatter, and now it's starting to pay off as Dallas is just able to take this fight, and I think it really all came down to who got that Shatter off first.
Yeah, I want to know if that was a stun or if that was just a shield break or just a full-on read, because that was a great shatter. I think it was a 3-man shatter. He got both tanks down, and it didn't give him a chance to read. You know, D.Va was doing their job, which was to take the high ground control, but it doesn't seem that important right now. Like, McCree's taking it, and so is Bap, but they're giving it up so quickly, and it's not mattering. The positioning is not mattering for them, because they rotate back to the center of the point, where they're safe and sound, and they can do even more damage to your team. This is going to be a very hard contest, this next fight. We're going to see a lot of ults coming out of Dallas. It's going to be an early ult, if I were them. They do get early out.
It's going to be the wall. Immediately used to block out the window and help Williams rotate around that Bap from out of Dallas. So the window is essentially used. However, coming out of Dallas, going to find a lot of value. Blink already picks up 2. Kinetic picking up another one. Skolix picking up Aqua, and Arrow finally cleaning it up by picking up the Alias.
You know, it looked like a defensive Mei ult at first, but, you know, it caught a lot of them out of position. And what helps with that is that, like, you know, you don't have, like, the speed. Like, if you already rolled and Lucio's not there, then you stuck. And that's what happened. They got 2 early picks, and that was it. They did a great job of rotating around, Northern Texas did, but you know what? It wasn't good enough.
Northern just trying to find every which way. Now taking a high ground approach, trying to find every which route possible, trying to go down. The Dallas kind of seems ready for it. Aspect, gonna find Kinetic on the dead
That is bonus.
Arrow, not gonna find anything at all. The Overwatch is saving Northern from any of that. Talking to him, and now we just have an all-out fight on the point. The way of Northern. Aqua picks up his counterpart. D.Va bomb coming out of Alias. Not gonna find anything, but Alias gonna kill Transpire anyways.
You know,
And from here, it's just the cleanup phase for Northern.
Kinetic needed to stay alive there. They did a great job. Aztec did a great job high nooning, seeing people out of position and taking advantage of that. Because Lucio had the beat there. They could have held the point pretty easily. Like, it looked like a quick flip, but you know what? 1,000 shields would have helped a lot in the last fight. So that's just too bad that he was caught out of position. You got to be careful there. You got to know what ults are coming online and where you have to be. And I think he just didn't. So Northern Texas opening this up, getting to the point, taking the first point, and now they're going to be riding the car. We're going to see a lot of high ground play here, as this is really what controls, especially with a hit spam meta like it is right now. Whoever gets there but 3 in the high ground is going to be moving this next area. So Northern Texas needs to take the high ground away.
For an opportunity to use this window. He's waiting for Northern to get really aggressive to finally pop the window, get the most value. Kind of doing up the team for now. I think what Northern's doing is they're trying to build something of their own, but that's not going to help us. Lue picks off Aspect with the Fire Strike. A very good look for Dallas to finally be able to push in. Northern maybe have waited too long to pop that window. And Northern is now just going to back up because they know they can't proceed without that McCree.
Dude, like I'm saying, like it's all about the high ground control. Look, like that point is out in the open. If you don't take them off the high ground, you're gonna have a lot of trouble. Looks like they're switching the angle, but they're gonna have a rotation. Maywall coming up, blocking the point of view, and he's gonna not be able to get any value out of it for free roll. We're gonna see them go for a rush here, try to take him off the high ground. We're gonna see possibly another high noon come. Oh, I know. We'll be seeing a Maywall coming up online soon, hopefully, and that was huge. They get a full rotation out, and they force him to the high ground. This is exactly the problem. You know, Northern Texas didn't want to be on this point, and they wanted the high ground control. You know what happens? You get the other team off the high ground, you put them onto the point, they're out in the open, and you can get a full team wipe here. And you know what? Pushes them back and sends everyone back to spawn. They did exactly what they needed to do, did it flawlessly. They shut down multiple ults doing so.
You feel nice again. They come back to taxi the middle. We're back in turn. Yeah, like you said, it's all about high ground control here on this phase of Blizzard World.
I have to imagine they're going to take the top left. They have to, yeah, they do, and that's great because you know what, the D.Va is doing their job because they're pushing the point, they're putting pressure on that, so they're going to drop to that center.
Absolutely amazing. Aspect had the death by the wall to walk with him, but ended up walling him up so he could kill someone in the back. And it was just that misclick right there that might have actually tipped the favor for Northern. Unless Dallas
Eric does have his high noon here. He could be able to flip this because they're gonna have to come out of point. He's gonna be able to get a free high noon off. They're getting picks, and Dallas is gonna stop this. Oh, they stop it with 3 meters to go. That's great. Great news for Dallas, but it's dire for North Texas. We're going into last fight territory with 40 seconds left. They're not going to be able to come back if they die early here, and they're stalling. They're staggering the heck out of this diva, and she goes and she jumps off the map herself because they did their job. That was a great job. That's not good for Dallas. I mean, for Texas, excuse me, Northern Texas.
It's both a good look for Texas and not a good look for Texas. You know, looking at this match, I really like
So they sent a bomb in early, and they're using the offensive high noon, and they got a ton of picks off of that, and they kept them off the point. I'm not even sure if that's a little number right there, but you know, I'll count it as another one. And they're unable to touch the point between getting shattered, stunned, etc. And Dallas holds them 1-0 in Blizzard World, and Dallas is up now by a ton. They have a huge advantage, and they look like they're about to take this game unless we can see a hard hold out of North Texas. You know, Brian, I can't imagine if you give up the first point. I think you just lose. Period.
You know, usually that is the case. Giving up first point, you just lose. But we just saw Dallas prove us. We just saw Dallas kind of prove us wrong there, as they were able to hold the second point and able to keep Northern finishing out that second phase. So that just goes to show how powerful of a team Dallas is, and the fact that they are in the semifinals. And they're really bringing us a show today.
I gotta say, I think it seems like the coordination and the positioning out of Dallas is what's winning them this fight. The rotations that they were able to shut down quickly out of Northern Texas was great. Northern Texas did a great job the second or third time around taking the high ground on the second point. But you know what? At that point, there was no time left, and they got recontested, and they lost as a result of that. So Brian's gonna be late here.
They're gonna get mystical with taxi him back quick before the rest of Dallas gets here.
But they're speeding their way to point. They might go all the way. They might just run straight to point. You take that high ground position, and they get walled off. 2 walls coming out here, and it is just a messy fight back and forth. Both immortalities going out, walls going out. Now we're gonna see Dallas on the point with, like I said, their great positioning. They have the advantage now. It looks like Northern Texas is the attackers here, and Northern Texas gets punished because they're out of position. And that's what I think the majority of this is. That was a great rotation, and they got the point, and they take it. And I'm predicting a very quick and fast win. They'll be able to move because, you know, the card has to come out of spawn, out of its spawn, and they're gonna be spawn camping here.
I think the game that Dallas is playing right now is they're playing to their strength. They can hold really well. They can fight really well if the enemy is forced to come to them. And I think that's what they did. They wanted to make a fast rotation and catch Northern off guard and force them to essentially be the attacker.
Let's see if they can some Ryan play here. Shutting down Shatter. Did you get anyone off of that? And the Maywall coming out and Arrow going in. Great positioning out of the Dallas squad, and they are able to roll over the flanking, rotating Northern Texas team. Man, it is not looking good for Northern Texas, Brian.
Arrow picked up 3 in that last fight with little to no ult usage out of, or with 2 ults coming out of Dallas. Did Arrow even use the window?
I don't think so. Maywall coming out, and we're going to see the last fight here probably. But, you know, North Texas looks like they're holding up. But not good enough. Arrow is at the shooting range, and he's having a great time today because he is killing everyone. Arrow is still going on a rampage. He gets taken down by Effect, it looks like, or Aspect. And Northern Texas might be able to hold this out. They have the high ground advantage, and they're being pressured to touch the point very soon because that Ryan is still in point, I think, unless he rotated out. No, he rotated out.
Playing Midwestern game, trying to see who's looking around the draw. It's looking like it's gonna be Aspect, as he is the one who sets up his entire team to be able to take out the rest of Dallas, and they're just gonna send Dallas packing again.
Yep, North Texas has their work put out for them. But I will say, they are up in the ultimate economy right now. It looks like they're going to be having 4 ults coming out from the next round. I'll be most notable one of that because Tinspire has his grab on Dallas, and they're going for a full rotation just like Northern Texas did earlier, but looks like they're going to get caught. Ryan's going to try to catch them, and that might not be the right move. They're both tanks dropped to the ground. Now they gave up high ground. They were trying to catch them on rotation. They did. Arrow takes out Aspect, and there's going to be a grab that gets almost no one.
I think Dallas is playing very desperate here, trying to pick out straws and any advantage they can get. And Northern is kind of capitalizing on that, just punishing every bit of aggression.
Northern set the spawn advantage, so they're Ruby's back, but this could be trouble. Ruby takes out Aqua. And a B comes in for Northern Texas. That might be exactly what they need. Or Dallas, excuse me. That may be exactly what they need. And that's going to keep the team up, and they're going to keep being able to push forward. And Mortality comes out on the point, gets destroyed quickly. The Battle comes out.
I think Dallas is pretty much shut and stamped the book on this one.
Dallas, North Texas is throwing everything but the 50% at this Dallas squad, and they're not able to get the kills that they need to. They have a spawn advantage. It's not going to matter. They're getting staggered no end at this point, and they're about to take the final point.
And there it is. Dallas with a very dominant win over Northern.
And yet again, we see a Dallas finals. Very common for the Readiness tournament. This is a school of gamers, guys. This is a great school, plain and simple. They have a lot of skill, they have a lot of coordination, they have a great esports program, and we just saw it on effect here. They're doing a great job. They're beating a ton of teams, and you know what? There can only be one Texas university in our tournament at this point, and it's UTD.
Yeah,
Sorry to say, but Arlington's gonna go home.
The Kings of Texas looking to take on Mikey Crawford now in our finals match.
Yep, it's gonna be the last, but probably the biggest hurdle that they're gonna have in the entire tournament, taking on some semi-pro players basically, and seeing if they have got what it takes. You know, this is gonna be a great test for them to see, like, you know, what kind of game they can have, what kind of a future some of these players have, because you know what, you're getting a taste of what Contenders is like. You're getting those level of players.
I think we might actually be able to see our second 2-1 match of the night, as out of what 24 total matches today. Or no, this would be our 4th. We've only seen 3 today out of 24 matches. A lot of these matches. And don't let that fool you, though, because a lot of these matches haven't been as definitive as the score says, as some of them have been very intense, hard-fought, close battles.
Ryan, I hope you got that all settled. And yeah, he was behind the mic before. He's behind the camera now. He's setting it up. He's doing a great job of setting these team fights up. And it's been a lot of fun. I'm glad we all got to participate today. And overall, you know, we're just really happy to have everyone here. Thank you for everyone that's in chat. Thank you for joining us today. And yeah, we'd love to see you guys in the next tournament. It's the 28th for Overwatch. We'll be having a Valorant tournament next week. And the week after that, we're going to be having a Smash tournament again. So it's been going really well this semester. Really like to have you guys back. And yeah, check out the Smash GG page. Check out all the other ones. We got some McDonald's in chat. Looks like I don't know who's eating McDonald's, but you know, they're hungry. I think they're hungry for more than just McDonald's, guys. McDaniels.
Sometimes dude. I'll be real. Sometimes it's a good time when you just get a good meal, and you just pop on a stream.
You know
like
what?
I remember in whenever Overwatch League is in season, I'll make myself a sandwich or a steak or sometimes I'll even just go out through fast food, come back home, get it in time for the Overwatch League, and it's a good time. Eating while watching a stream, that is the vibe that I like to go for. Especially
Yeah,
eating to Overwatch. I don't know what it is. Because then right after
you're,
I'm done eating, I'm in like a mood to play Overwatch, and I'm like, man,
you're burning some calories, my guy.
I wish. I do need to, though. Quarantine has not been exactly kind. Haven't put on any weight yet, but home workouts are not fun. Or at
Oh,
least
you
not
still
as
got
fun as
time.
going to the gym.
You still got plenty of time.
Oh, yeah. Could have been. Just, knocking out some curls while just streaming. Or, while casting. It'd have been great. Man, if I were to if I were to do one curl for every kill that Arrow got in Blizzard World, I think
You're,
I'd
you're
be
gonna be
pretty good.
yoked, my friend. You're gonna be absolutely yoked. So, McDaniels, we are not playing League this. We're not hosting a League tournament this season, if that's what you're talking about, due to Riot's rules regulations. But hopefully, we might be able to get it back in another semester. So let's keep an eye out for that. That's why you need all you guys to join all of our social media stuff, our Instagram, our everything. Right? What else do we got? Tell me what we got, Brian.
I know for our social medias, we got our Instagram, our Twitters. I know we have an actual site. I think I dropped that in my LinkedIn at some point. But we've just got a bunch of social medias that you can reach us through. We've even got this whole Discord server. Bring your friends in. We would love to have all of you. The more the merrier, especially for our After Dark events.
Yeah, no, we have a lot of fun Thursday nights since we have our After Dark event. And yeah, no, I'm really excited, man. I am excited to go. We're about to start our finals in a couple minutes. And yeah, no, it's been great so far. Is what are we thinking? Is Overwatch gonna stay around?
I think Overwatch is gonna stick around. It'll hit its it'll definitely get weak towards the end of the next league season, but then I think what we're gonna see is once Overwatch 2 drops, it's just gonna be huge again, especially with that PVE that they've been going on about. We're finally gonna get like a big portion of story for this game.
Yeah, a lot of people do love the comics. They love the PvE side of things. They love seeing the background of characters. So I'm really excited for that too. Like for me, I'm not big into PvE. I think Jackson said he was a PvE fan, but you know what? I'm down to play it. I'm not. It's not going to be like something that I'm going to be doing all the time. But just having some more content is going to be so great because it's gone a little bit slow when it comes to the pace that they've been pushing stuff out. So it's gonna be nice to see it again. But yeah, no, I'm really excited to see what we got in store for us now. I'm excited for what we got in store in the future. But yeah, stick around. Like the finals is gonna be coming up next. Give us a favorite. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram too, so you can always know when we're streaming. We've been doing a great job, I think, with some of our streams. I know you guys are all having a ton of fun in chat. And yeah, no, it's been great so far.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it yet, but I haven't lost hope that somebody's gonna pull the Genji. Someone's gonna lock him.
Yeah, I when hell freezes over, I think at this point.
Hey man, yeah, the Genji's pretty good to run in double bubble,
Hey Luke, are
especially if
you?
you can get him with as a comfort pick.
I was gonna say, is Luke in here?
Oh, I think he's deafened.
Yeah, Luke is in here right now.
Well, I want to see how you guys are doing, how your day is. I want to ask Luke how his stream's gone. But yeah, no, Brian, take it away for another minute or two. I'm gonna be right back.
Alrighty. But yeah, as we said it, we're going into the finals, and I think we're shaping up to have a really good match today. And what's really interesting, wait a minute. Until the stream is German. Alright, so I'm getting a message that stream needs to restart. We need to update the delay for the stream. So, that will probably be what our break is. So, I will catch you back. Remember, not ending early. We are going to get a finals. but we just need to restart our stream, so it'll be a quick refresh of the browser, and I'll catch you all after the stream. After the restart.